Hey. Woohoo, wahoo. La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-da. Okay, we're public. Cool. Hello, everyone. Hello, Live Launcher, Geo the Fox, Minties, Antoinette Kenny, etc., etc. Let me pull up chat on my phone so I don't have to crane my neck to read chat. Yes. Volume down, do that, lean it there. Hello, I'm whose birthday a few days ago. Happy birthday. I'm glad that we're public. Apparently a lot of people have been having problems with going live on YouTube. I know Moist Critical and Ding Dong VG both went live recently, and they said that it just defaulted to unlisted, which is silly. Alright. So, we have... You're pansexual? Very good. We have about 2 hours worth of time-lapse left to go through. Well, we have 20 hours worth, but it's been sped up to 2 hours. I had contemplated going through the entire time-lapse to bottom, but that is probably too much, especially since we'd be retreading old ground that we've covered on stream before, so we're just going to cover this stuff. You're also a furry? That's epic. So let's get started. This has a little bit of everything in this time-lapse. We have literally every remaining recommended character that I still had to make from this point. It had some animation in Adobe Animate, some animation in After Effects, and some animation in Blender. Did you try hummus? Sure. I assumed you like mints, given that your screen name is Minties, yes? Have you seen 20th Century Fox? I mean, I've watched movies, yes. Hello, Rainbow Cube. That Rainbow Cube. You know the one. Hummus sounds good. I don't think I've had hummus before. Or if I have, then it's been long enough that I don't know what it tastes like. Hello, Joseph Formations. How long did it take you to make A? I could write out an A right now. I feel like there was more to that question. Hello, Yavan BFB Animations. All the recommended characters? Forever. I don't know how long, but there was 75 hours worth of time lapse from everything that I recorded, start to finish for Remake 2 in general. And I didn't get everything recorded because I didn't start recording till like kind of over halfway through making it, but I did record everything recommended character-wise. And that makes up a very large portion of the overall time-lapse. So I'm going to say probably 15 hours. Give or take a handful of hours. So, yeah. Just a lot. You have a water cooler at your house? I have a water filter at mine. No tap water at this place, that's for certain. The stream's bitrate is lower than the recommended. Well, I think it's fine. It did pay off, yes. Oh gosh. Small spoiler for Remake 3. Not that I'm working on that anytime soon, because Results 30 is next, but I got hundreds of recommended character recommendations for Remake 3, so there were around 60 recommended characters for this episode. There's 200 to 300, if not more, for Remake 3. I haven't even finished writing them all down since the recommendation period ended. I feel like BFDIA has so much potential. Well, it's over. They moved on. They were gonna continue the show from Yoil City, from the little piece of BFDI A6 that came out, but they didn't continue it. You're gonna recommend a PNG of Mint next time? Yes. Emphasis on next time, not right now. Someone recommended the comment that they commented, so I took a screenshot of it for the crowd next episode. I got so many character recommendations for next episode, I'm gonna have to build a coliseum. I might actually make that a gag in the episode. They killed Kenny? Who? Since last stream I got a cat. Sitting behind me, her name's Latte. She was doing a little bit of parkour, you know, with the zoomies behind, all around my apartment. She knocked over a figure of Kenny, and I guess you could say she killed it. I kind of forgot Grassy and Basketball cheated. I mean, it's been a very long time since the camp. It's understandable. You're gonna recommend your profile picture next time? Sure, go for it. Like the literal profile picture or the person in your profile picture? Because people who have submitted, some people have been saying I recommend the character in my profile picture, and I've been taking screenshots of their profile picture so I can... What about Lego? Yeah, like I think the YTV and Teletoons Animate recommended Lego and left a community post and added me in it. So I got his Lego drawing for next episode. What's your favorite idea? Mine is being creative. It's around that time where I'll probably watch that whole thing again. The show. Don't hug me, I'm scared. It's around October-ish. Probably watch it in September. I had a cat named Garfield. Very good. I hope he likes lasagna. The literal profile picture, okay. We'll bear that in mind. You recommended to David of your profile picture with a small description. Nice. Person in my profile picture, I gave a description in the comments since it'd be hard to make without knowing what you're looking at, right? Yeah. When I find the comment, I'll make a note of that. I'll take a picture of the profile picture as well. When are you making BFSP 3 Remake? First, I'm doing... Didn't you already upload episode 2? Yes, this is... So after... You're probably new to the streams. Anytime I finish up a bit of animation, I would hop on a stream and show off the work I've done from the time-lapse. Progressively as it was being made. So this is what I haven't shown on stream yet. Since the episodes come out. But BFSP Remake 3 is not going to happen until Results 30 is done and out. And I am getting back to work on that. I was going to start today, but I got too caught up with work. I've been working my main job basically since I got up until, you know, around an hour or two ago when it was time to do the stream. So probably Fridays when I'm gonna get back to work on Results 30. Trying to put something together for next week. Monday, ideally. But if not, then definitely that week. You can expect something Results 30 related, a little preview of sorts. Yes. Does anyone remember when you said he would do an Anime Insanity Camp and never did? Yeah, I'm definitely not doing an Anime Insanity Camp anymore. That isn't to say I'm never going to do another camp, because the concept from that Anime Insanity Camp I still want to make use of, but before I even attempt to touch that, I want to get my 2 biggest projects out of the way. And the first one was Remake 2. 7 years in the making. The other one's Results 30. So once Results 30 is done, and I have a way of, you know, kind of streamlining the rest of the remake, then I can start thinking about another camp. And I do have plans for that, for streamlining it. We're gonna test the waters with Results 30 with that streamlined process. You have so many ideas for an object show. You even did one based off Little Fiery Island with 35 contestants. Cancel them into an art book. Yeah, do a comic. There should be more object show comics. You don't have to animate, you can just do a comic. And get more creative with the art style as well, something that's maybe not as conventionally convenient to animate. How long did it take to make BFSP 2 Remake? The majority of it was done this year. I wrote it back in 2016 and voiced it in 2016, although I redid a little portion of it this year. So if the characters sound a little different from the point where TV says, guys, the announcer's coming back, up until 8-Ball says, oh please, they're not dead. Not all of that, but some of that was re-recorded. Like, back in April. But yeah, I officially started animating Remake 2 in 2017. Got way too busy with college, so I had to stop. Came back, did a little bit more in 2018. Got way too busy with college again. Decided this is not worth working on, and so I stopped altogether. And then when I finished college, I came back and I finished it, and I got a little bit. I was kind of doing both Results 30 and Remake 2 a little bit in 2021. Stopped Results 30 altogether. Got a little busy with work as well. I worked retail in the supervisor position, which was very draining. And they worked me, 40 hours a week, so I once again was finding little time to work on BFSP. But then, late last year, I was like, I'm definitely getting out of this job soon, and I'm changing to a different job that's actually animation related. And I get to make my own hours, so let's get back to work. And so, starting this year, with about half the episode left, I worked when I could, and I got it done. What's your favorite character from Inanimate Insanity? Yours is Bot. I don't recognize it. Bot's a new character. I don't know. Do you mean Bo? Or, I don't know. Bo's dead. Isn't Bo in Season 3? I haven't seen Season 3. Where's Bo Bot? It wouldn't surprise me. I'm catching up with comments, by the way. That was a long answer from before. I do like Bo. I haven't watched an Anime Insanity in years. I think the last episode I saw was episode 13 of Season 2. Which, I don't know, I wasn't crazy about it, didn't watch episode 14, and my understanding is they're doing an entire season before moving on to episode 15, so maybe I'll wait until they get to that to actually watch season 3. If I even watch it at all, I don't know. I really just watch BFDI nowadays. I don't really watch object shows in general. Remember when Naily rigged me out? Yeah, we're gonna get to that next episode. I have a couple ideas in my head about how to go about portraying that. So that'll be interesting. Working on a BFSP YouTube poop. That'll be funny. I've seen one of those before. Someone YouTube pooped Challenge 30. See if you can one-up them. Hello, Chorito? Yes, Alex Lyon was Evil Leafy. I remember having a small YouTube comment chain with you like, wow, 6B? Do not recollect that. I remember I was a little... Every time I this is why I can't even do camps. Every time I do, I get a little too invested. Or I would. It's because I was a teenager. But I got that competitive spirit, and so... I remember being very snarky in every camp I partook in. Bot is a Season 3 character. I don't know Bot then. Have you watched Pee-wee's Playhouse before? I've not seen Pee-wee's Playhouse, but I know Pee-wee Herman's actor died, like, the other week. Rest in peace. I don't recall his name. Should catch up on II? I've been told. You wanted to be marker? I can understand that, perhaps. Yeah, Fire Alarm Freak 5 took marker. I think Fire Alarm Freak 5 actually likes, is more of a Storm Watcher now, actually, which is kind of funny. The real marker. That is correct. Fun fact, the person who played as an alien BFSP recommended Dora. Did they recommend Dora? They recommended David. Or did they do both? They recommended David under their TDI Caitlin Cookie group, or Caitlin Cook group account. But the thing about Naily's users, they had like 50 accounts, and they definitely used them to rig voting in actual BFDI and recommend multiple characters. Which in today's environment of BFDI would have no effect because there are tens of thousands of voters. Back then, the channel didn't even hit 1,000 subscribers till around episode 20. So 50 fake votes could go a long way. Yeah, it makes you wonder how many vote outcomes would have been different had they not been a voter stuffing the ballot, you know? But yes, the recommender of David and possibly also... Were they also Jackymon? Oh, well, then they recommended David and Dora. They were definitely TDI Caitlin Cook group, they admitted that. But yeah, they rigged you out of the game. They signed up as half the cast with empty accounts, because most camps back then were contestant voting only, so that's probably why they did that. They probably, had they known it was viewer voting, they probably would not have attempted to rig the game. Wasn't Dora a character from the start? No. Dora wasn't a character until episode 17 when they were put up for a vote to join the game. What if Goiki was colonized? Is it not? Like it's inhabited by the contestants, but they also have always lived there, right? You're related to the guy who recommended 9-ball? I didn't believe until I realized the first name and last name initial lined up. Cool. Do you still have plans to jump back into BFSP Results 30? Yes. Like, literally I'm restarting up on that on Friday. And just like with these Remake 2 streams, after I get around 8 to 10 hours of animation recorded, I will do a stream showing off the animation. So, spoiler alerts for those future streams, but if you do want to check that out, you will be able to see the progress in real time. Teapot's ending, Teapot 1's ending was left on a cliffhanger. Was that the exit stuff? Because yes, they never resolved that, and I don't know if they ever will. I think that was the concept that Satomi and Poki, Kenzie, whatever they normally go by online, wanted to do, and now that they're not showrunners, they're probably not going to continue that. Which is unfortunate, because those exiters are still in 4, right? Or maybe they'll continue it now that 4 is back with everyone else? Because they came back in Teapot 6, right? Why did it take so long for episode 2 to be made? I kind of just went on a whole explanation on that. It mainly boiled down to college. I tried to animate it and do college at the same time, but too much homework, had a social life, it just proved too difficult. So the majority of the work was actually done this year though, so a lot of people joke like 7 years in the making, but really like the bulk of it was done this year. So everyone who has joked like episode 3 is not going to come out for another 7 years, like no, that's not the case. It'll probably be, if not, it probably won't be this year because I'm working on Results 30 next, but it's definitely going to be next year. It just depends on how the streamlining of everything goes. Can you recommend a character now? No. When episode 3 comes out, you can. You think Taco should speak Spanish? I do not know how to speak Spanish. Dora is not a very good teacher. Who did you vote to stay? I don't actually remember. It's been long enough since episode 6 came out, I can go check. Let's see. T. I voted for H, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I voted for Marker to stay. Thank you for asking. You should see Season 3 of II. Bot has one of the best character developments of the whole series. I will give it a watch one of these days, but it's not a priority. I don't know. Again, like every stream, people tell me watch watch 1, which I think is the Nightly. No, that's a different. Nightly Manor is another one they tell me to watch. And it's like I don't make time to watch object. I know I make one kind of BFSP. It's more of a BFDI fan show than it is an object show conceptually, but I don't know. I don't watch them anymore. I've been part of the BFDI fandom. Back when I was super into the fandom, there was just BFDI and II. Now there's hundreds of object shows. I don't know, I don't make time for all of them. I tried watching other ones, like Object Universe, and I thought that they were really bad. And any time I was critical about them, the show's creator, Teen Champion Sam, in Object Universe's case, would get really mad at me, and then their fans would get mad at me. So I'm sure that there are plenty of quality Object shows now, and I know Sam's actually really good at animating now. And can probably take criticism now. And hey, he writes for BFDI now, so that's awesome. But I don't want to make time for it at this moment. Maybe we can do a future stream where I actually do watch through them. Not live, I'm not going to do a reaction. I'm not going to pull an XQC on Object shows. But maybe I can watch them off stream and then talk about them in a future stream. In detail. And give my opinions. You just have to promise not to get mad at me if I'm critical of an episode you like. Because I will not shy away from being critical. Alright, let's catch up on chat, because I did not read chat that whole time. Will episodes be made quicker than before? Yes. TLDR, I will be outsourcing with volunteer animators. That'll be mentioned in more detail next week in a video related to Results 30. If you know how to animate in the old BFDI style, I recommend checking that video out when it comes out. Did you know that the user Taco is married with a kid now? As in, yeah, married and has a kid. I understood what you meant. That's kind of wild. Also, I'm sure he wants to see the finale. I wonder if he'll watch it when it finally comes out, or if he's like, I'm done with this, I'm never watching this. I would not blame him if that is the case. He's moved on with his life, but that's awesome. Good for D and Ed. He was always a good sport in the community. I'm sure he'll make a great father. Which of the characters in BFSP were better or worse in Teapot? Everyone says Grassy is better in BFSP than in Teapot. I don't really have much an opinion either way, considering BFSP is not canon whatsoever. I'm perfectly fine with pretty much all of the portrayals in BFSP, or in Teapot rather. So, you know. But yeah, that's the comment I keep seeing on the BFSP channel, which is my channel. Why did I word it that way? Is that Grassy is better on BFSP than in Teapot, which I guess Grassy doesn't have much of a personality on Teapot. He's kind of like Ice Cube and Rocky, except he actually does have a voice. He just says I'm Grassy all the time. I don't know. Do you have any plans to update the assets? Do you plan on... Yeah, they're gonna pretty much stay constant to how they are now. Results 30 is still going to use the old assets. But the remake, basically how it looked in Remake 2 is how it's going to look, period. I'm never going to do a BFB style with, or Teapot style or whatever with BFSP. I'm never going to change that would even... Why? That doesn't make sense. Why would I go from episode 2 to episode 3 using the old character bodies to the new character bodies? I should just do that as a joke for a video and just not acknowledge it. That can be like a April Fool's like preview where I just animate in the BFB style. Maybe that would finally get the point across why I'm not doing that, because that would be very jarring. I should put it in the playlist as well if I do that. The point is, like, it would, you know, everyone's character designs drastically changing like that wouldn't make any sense. Like, I don't even fully know why they did that for BFDI in the first place, but I mean, they did it in a transitional period between seasons, so I guess they got away with it. I don't know. It is what it is. Sorry for being late. It's all good. I'm very behind on chat. Oh my gosh, let me scroll up. I'm trying to read every comment because, you know, but I'm giving very long answers. Based marker voter? I mean, yeah, I guess I am. Should you learn how to speak Morse code? Sure. Then you can read what I put for Roboti's dialogue. Not that it's anything exciting. Grassy and basketball and BFSP are better than the two in Teapot or BFB. Yeah, that's the general. I haven't seen anyone be critical of basketball's portrayal and compared to how it is on BFB, but a lot of people also like to point out that the two are besties in BFSP and they're also besties on BFB in Teapot, which is true. I'm not going to imply that they pulled that relationship dynamic from BFSP. That's probably coincidental, but if that was the case, then cool. But I doubt it. They would probably not acknowledge that if that were the case. I wonder who's up for elimination in Teapot? Probably find out soon enough. They've been getting an episode out every couple months. We'll probably have Teapot 7 in September. The only object shows I've watched are the mainline BFTI seasons and 1. Yeah, 1 is another one people keep recommending. It's primarily 1, The Nightly Manor, catching up on Inanimate Insanity, and then people keep telling me to check out some trend about object shows every couple of minutes or every 5 seconds or some dumb shit like that. Like, I don't want to watch object show memes, guys. It's that doesn't interest me. I'm sorry. If it interests you, that's awesome. Go for it, and be proud of that. But it's not my cup of tea. It's okay to have differences when it comes to your favorite pop culture. Let's see. 1 is very indie, very cool. A lot of object shows these days don't look like they took that much time working on it. Yeah, see, if you're not going to put time into it and you're just going to make it for the sake of making it, I mean, good for you, but I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm just saying. I'm an adult. I work a 9 to 5. Well, currently I don't. I make my own hours, but I do work a job related to the government, so I work. I don't have time to watch silly object show meme shit. That isn't to say I don't have time for memes at all. It's just that I relegate that time to hanging out with my friends. Lol. Let's see. Thoughts on Owen Dennis, the creator of Infinity Train, working on Among Us animated TV show? I never saw Infinity Train, and I probably never will, considering it's not being continued. And I heard that show was super quality, so maybe the Among Us show is in good hands, but also it's Among Us, so I'm definitely not going to watch it. I probably won't watch Infinity Train considering it's not being concluded. But if it is concluded, then I will probably give it a watch. If it's on streaming, that is. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm gonna watch it. I could try and pirate it, but I'm not very good at pirating stuff. Hello, Sai Sam, the animator. BFSP is the best. Thank you. Pretty sure Eddie will watch the finale. Well, good. Let's see. Grassy is kind of bland. Which one? Grassy Teapot 5 out of 10. Grassy BFSP 69 420 out of 10. That's hilarious. I'm thinking of like a Wario Waluigi sort of, you know, kind of vibe with basketball and Grassy. You know, mischief makers. So you'll probably continue to see that with future remake episodes. I remember having the theory a few years back that the original recommended characters went to compete on BFSP and they were replaced for IDFB and BFP without anyone noticing. That's one theory you can go with. The preview that I'm working on for Results 30 does kind of acknowledge the hiatus. It'll make sense when it comes out. You're probably thinking, like, didn't you already write the finale? How could you acknowledge the hiatus? It'll make sense. Material Melee official. That is him. I believe that's the cool chap who made a traditional version of BFSP 5. Alright, so last time when I told you I'd relearned Blender, I'd say I'm pretty damn good now. That's awesome. I'm picking up on a few things with Blender. I'm definitely a much slower worker, but I animated the smoke used for the rocket scene in Blender. I initially, and there's even a stream of me doing this, I initially tried animating it just strictly in 2D frame by frame, but I'm bad with shadows and highlights, so that's where I kind of goofed up. But I learned how to do it in Blender, and thankfully Blender does the lighting for you, so you don't have to worry about that. You just focus on... Well, it doesn't do it for you per se, you have to set the lighting yourself, but you know, you just set the light and then it's set, right? Have you seen the BFDI plushies? I have Fiery. I have Blood, as some people keep calling him. You popping into chat reminds me, okay. Death Pact again, up for elimination, confirmed. Sure, I have no idea why. Whose asset redesigns, the one had redesigns, is your favorite? Oh, like the BFB redesigns? From the initial 30? Probably Fanny? I kind of like Fanny's design, although I do like the limbless design also. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I would also say Trees is... if one is definitely better, that would be Trees. Although, again, I kind of wish it was it was still limbless, but I guess that would prove to be difficult. You wish Terrence and Philip were real? Well, I wish Canada was real, but, you know, we all can't have nice things sometimes. Infinity Train was fine. You didn't hate it, it was just lore. I don't know, you didn't like the show that much. Your opinion is fastly changing here. Do you have any favorite games? As indicated by the music playing in the background, I'm a big fan of Mario. And Nintendo in general. I've been playing the absolute hell out of Pikmin 4. I've basically 100% of the game. The only thing I need to do in that game is get platinum medals, of which I've obtained all of except for like the super hard ones towards the end with the sage. You're 5 minutes behind reading these comments. I know. I got very behind on chat because I gave a very long answer at one point. You will associate Alaska with me? Well, I do have family from Alaska. Like, Native American family. I'm not Native American, I'm very much white. But I do have Native American family that was adopted into my family on my grandpa's side about 60 years ago. Longer than that, 70 years ago. No, 60. I don't remember. Was my grandpa born by the time that they adopted his brother. I don't remember. But that adoption, of course, has expanded to an entire branch of that family being Native American. The teapot Grassy is bland. I like Grassy in BFB. Yeah, he had more of a personality in BFB. He wanted respect. I think keeping him childlike, but giving him actual things to say and things to do would have worked. You know, I think that works very well. But instead, all he really does now is just remind everyone that he is Grassy. Like, that's very silly. Oh my gosh, the sequence on screen, like, actually broke After Effects. The file, like, corrupted towards the end, and I thought I was gonna have to restart the entire thing, and I was kind of in a panic, and I fixed it at the very last second. For an Among Us TV show, which age rating should it be? Probably TVY7. It's Among Us is played by children. Probably TV14. I guess there's blood, right? I don't fucking know. Will BFSP Remake 5 be in the puppet form? That is my plan, yes. I think I'm going to finally do lip syncing for the remake, starting in Remake 3. Remake 5 will maintain the puppet form. It won't be paper puppets like the original. I'll actually, like, build a puppet set and whatnot. I'll probably get my friends to, like, help me with that. My friends who know me for having the cringe YouTube channel I don't like to talk about in real life. I'll force them to help me make an episode. And then they'll be like, wow, I helped you make that thing you like. And I'll be like, uh-huh, and we'll never talk about it again. So I don't talk about BFDI with my friends, even though one of them also used to watch BFDI. I'm still like, nope, we're not talking about this in real life. I'm not talking about a show that is mostly watched by teenagers and 10-year-olds that I also watch as a 25-year-old. Nope, no thanks. Have you seen the new Mario game trailer, Super Mario Wonders? Yes, I have. I'm probably gonna pick that up. Or ask it. There's so many games that I'm asking for my birthday. 2 of them come out on my birthday. Persona and Mario RPG. So hopefully someone in my family will be cool enough to, like, go to Target and just buy me that on my birthday. That'd be epic. We'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'll probably pick a Mario Wonder. Or I definitely am. Confirmed new voice actors for Mario and Luigi in Mario Wonder. I'm sure everyone saw it already, but Charles Martinet announced his departure from the role. What was it, yesterday or the day before? Very shocking. But he is leaving on his own terms, and he's still working with Nintendo as an ambassador. If anyone was confused, he was not fired. He is simply stepping away from the role, which is sad. But that is, you know, it is on his own terms. How much people were in the chat at the beginning of the stream? Around 6, 5. It's grown since then. Catching up on chat still. Should there be an openly gay contestant in BFB? I don't see the point. I don't really support, like, romantic situations in object shows, period. I don't know if that's the right place for that sort of thing. Other shows can certainly have openly gay characters, but I don't really... Gender identity is one thing, obviously. Like, you can totally do that with object show characters. But, like, I don't need to see characters kissing, right? They're inanimate objects. That's really fucking weird. I don't know. There's an openly gay character or 2 openly gay characters in the new Total Drama season. So that's awesome. But those are human characters and not inanimate objects. So that's where I'm drawing my line. Is if your characters are inanimate objects, I don't need to see them kiss or be romantically involved with one another. I think that's very, yeah, I don't really like that. Let's see. I wonder if Nick will be voiced by Animation Epic. Probably not. That would be cool, but he would probably not do that. I haven't talked to Adam since we've become adults. The last time I talked to Adam was like when we were teenagers. Are we gonna do Ace Attorney or Mario next stream? I might get back to video games with the next stream, once I start up the Results 30 streams. But not tonight. I just want to get through the rest of this time lapse, and hopefully a stream next week, if not the week after, once I really get the goat going, the ball rolling on Results 30. And yeah, we could possibly follow up the time lapse with video games. Maybe I'll do Wave 5. I know it's been out for a while, but I never did a formal stream of Wave 5 yet, of the Mario Kart DLC. Yes. One of the only characters that improved from BFP to Teapot is Marker, in my opinion. I don't mean in a biased way either. I genuinely think Marker Teapot is better than Marker BFP. Marker did next to nothing in BFP. I agree. He has more of a character now. It should do that with more of the characters. I think the only character I could say has gotten worse in Teapot, aside from Grassy, would be Bottle, because Bottle is all about fun, and now Bottle's gotten a bit more serious acting. I mean, I'm not saying that Bottle can't be serious acting, I just think that you gotta maintain that kind of bubbly, ditzy personality, and that seems to be kind of missing in more recent episodes. Seems like every time I get close to catching up with chat, an entire screen of comments pop up. Twinkie, BFB's first openly gay character. I think that's probably not a good idea. Given that, I mean, twink is not a gay slur, I don't think, but to some it might be. It usually refers to a gay person who is much thinner, and they are usually in a relationship with a bigger person, referred to as a bear. Anyway. There's really zero romantic couples in BFB, so like I don't see a point in including LGBT. That's what I'm saying. It's not that I'm against it, very much not the case. I am all for LGBT. I just don't think object shows are the place for that, or at the very least not BFDI. It's not that kind of show. But they do support LGBT, of course. But that doesn't mean that they need to depict it in the in a show about it's not even about like it's a kid's show. It's about their inanimate objects. They don't need to be romantically involved with one another. That's weird. Even if they were straight, that's still weird. Like if Fiery and Leafy kissed, I would probably barf. Fire and Leafy are probably the closest thing. Yeah, and if they push it any further, that would actually upset me. I doubt you could get Adam Katz to voice Nickel. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to do that. I'll just continue doing my terrible impression. Larry Butts is valid. I agree. God bless Larry Butts. We'll definitely have to continue Ace Attorney. I've been playing through the 3DS games in my free time, for my first time, and God, I hate them. The trilogy, the original trilogy, they're great. The Apollo Justice trilogy that's coming to Switch and other consoles, terrible games. You should hate play them. I still think you should buy them. And maybe you'll like them more than I do, but I think they're awful. I still haven't played Spirit of Justice. Maybe I'll like that one. But, like, outside of the opening case of Apollo Justice, like, I don't think I've liked a single case in all three of those games yet. I don't have an opinion on Spirit of Justice yet, but Jewel Destinies, every case is bad. I still haven't played the last case. Maybe that one's good. The DLC case is also good. But the first case, meh. The second case, worse than the series, period. Don't even fight me. Worse than the series case, don't at me. The third case, also really annoying and really bad. Every character is annoying. I don't care for it. Surprisingly, trans representation? Didn't expect that, but it's kind of handled the same way as Shihiro. But I think it's more accepted than Shihiro from Danganronpa? I don't know. It didn't bother me personally, but I could see people being upset with the trans character in Dual Destinies. But still a perfectly fine character, I think. Even if their character probably could have been handled better. But every character in that case is still very annoying, and I'm not a big fan of that case either. It's better than Case 2, but not as good as literally, like, all of the trilogy. Case 4, a little better, and I haven't played Case 5 yet. Anyways, we'll move on. Don't even think about making the nickel in the camp being voiced by Adam Katz. If you try, all hell's gonna go loose if Adam Katz gets mad. Oh, trust me, I've dealt with Adam's pettiness before when we were teenagers. I'm sure he's not nearly as petty now, but he could be when we were teens. Oh, we won't get into that because I don't want to ruin the vibe. You're gonna leave for the night? It was fun. Good night. See you later, T-Man. Also, the Bell and BFB knows where their string leads, but the Bell and BFSP doesn't. This is very true. That whole episode was written before BFB existed, so... Twink isn't a slur? I think for some it is. I've heard that it is and that it isn't, so that's why I'm not super certain. Definitely a better safe than sorry thing, in my opinion. He says after saying the word twink like 20 times in this stream. Why would Adam get mad by asking him to voice a role? He probably wouldn't. I'm not going to ask him to, though, because I already know he either wouldn't reply or just outright say no. He would probably just say no, but good luck, and that would be the end of it. I want to know what is a slur. We're not going to say any slurs in chat, thank you. Pretty sure I have those words banned from my comment section anyway. Anyway, you're gonna sleep, then I saw the stream and I clicked on it. I understand that I'm doing this late at night on a weekday and people are back at school, so if you got school tomorrow, you know, be responsible. If you're in high school though, then you're probably gonna stay up till 3 AM anyway. I know I did when I was in high school. Romance isn't necessarily in object shows. That's what fan fictions are for. Oh god. Don't even get me started. I don't know any fan fictions from any recent object shows, but I have no intention of reading them. I don't really read fan fiction of any kind from any show or thing. Obi-Wan Kenobi? That's a cool character. I watched Star Wars for the first time a couple months ago. I don't get the hype. Sorry. If characters kiss in Teapot, I'm going to give up on the series. But seeing as pots get dropped after one episode, it's probably not going to do that. Yeah, probably not. Are you ever planning on remaking every BFSP episode, even episode 30? Yes. That is still the intention. And hopefully I get it all done before I turn 30. But, you know, I got a few years before then. 60 years later. Well, anyone ever watch Object Illusion? There was romance everywhere, but it's kind of the beauty of it. Doesn't work for most object shows, though. Never seen it. As I've said with most object shows, I don't watch object shows, so I probably will not watch it. Probably the most memeable show. It was funny when you rewatch it, I see. I think the villain who killed the speaker box in earlier episodes of BFSP is going to return in results 30. Correct. Ah! Sorry if that was audible. Trying to readjust my seat here. You put googly eyes on your pencil sharpener? Now it's a object show character. Good job. He's alive. You like this idea. She's comfy. Who's comfy? I think I caught up with chat finally. That only took forever. Does anyone else have another question that'll take me 5 minutes to answer? Don't be a naily. This is so true. Please know this. Please know this. Your name is Comfy? Hi, Comfy. I'm Dad. Which will you work on first? Results 30 or BFS? I think you mean results 30 or results remake 3, results 30 before remake 3. You guess you will start over from the YouTube countdown? Okay. All right. Yes, I've adopted you, son. Or daughter. I don't actually know. Or other. Are you working on results 30 or remake 3 currently? I'm starting back up on results 30. Or starting results 30. Hint, hint. Probably Friday. Going out of town tomorrow, but I'm working on stuff for it on Friday. And all through the weekend. Trying to get something related to it out on Monday. It might be later in the week at this point, though. Is there a release date in mind for results 30? Nope. When it's done, it'll be out when it's out, and we like that. It's great worth ethic. Thank you for adopting. You're welcome. You're my child. Speaking of which, my cat is like, she's sitting in a box? There's like this cardboard box that I didn't throw away because she likes to sit in it, but she's like rocking in it right now. I don't know how she discovered how to do that, but that's kind of funny. Check in on the stream over here. Does your cat not get bored of that? I closed my bedroom door so as to not to disturb my roommate, who I don't even think is home. She has been home all day while I stream. I'm surprised that my cat is not like scratched in the door trying to leave. She seems very content with just chilling where she's at, which is cool because I'm not letting her out until I'm done with the stream, because I don't need her wreaking havoc in the living room. She gets the zoomies very easily. She's like 2 now. You'd think that she'd be calming down a bit, but no, she's very much still a kitten. Does Cartman hate furries? Well, he hates hippies and various other groups of people, so possibly. But I don't think South Park has covered furries that I can recall. When you were younger, you would do BFSP as if it was another object show and not a camp, which is why I remember a lot about it. I think a lot of people did. Dr. Gloofenschmerz. This is another good object show parody character. Originally, I was going to have just a very, very long checkered flag. An announcer was just gonna hold it up in like the right top left or right corner. I changed that, obviously. As you can see here, to a hologram. Mainly because a checkered flag wouldn't be able to wave around in zero gravity. You know, you can break the... It's a cartoon, so you can break the rules a little bit, but... You know. I thought that this... Also, this is more sci-fi, so I figured it'd probably be better anyway. Yeah, recommending it ended. You'll just recommend next episode. Yeah. Hopefully you won't be working on the remake till he's 40. Yeah, I'd like to do other things by then, you know? Non-object show animation, even. Waiting for results 30 is almost like waiting for BFDIA 6 and IDFB2. Oh yeah. They never necessarily canceled IDFB2, although it's probably canceled. I mean, let's be real. So much lore. Like the Waluigi poster trying to cancel BFSP with Justin Bieber background music. This is so true. And I'm sorry to disappoint, but Waluigi will not be in the remake. Nor will Shoop Whoop. We'll stick to more traditional object show BFDI things. BFDI things. Object shows in general have very memeable things, but... Where's BFDIA 6? I asked someone on Twitter about it. He said it'll be out when it's out. Because someone animated gelatin with a piece of BFDIA 6 audio. Spoingus. IDFB2 is probably cancelled? Yeah, I mean, it most certainly is. They're never going to make it. It's been almost 10 years since IDFB1 at this point. It's been, what, 7 as well? What will happen in BFSP 10 then? I will have a similar but different, like, antagonist character. I actually have one in mind, but I also kind of want to use that as a host for my next camp. Which I do have a concept for, it's just that it won't be happening anytime soon. Like I said, I want to get results 30 done first before I even start thinking about a new camp. Results 30 and streamlining Remake 3 onwards, so I can have time to even work on it. How did we get on the topic of South Park? I have no idea. Someone asked about South Park, I answered. I don't know. I've seen South Park. Most of the episodes, not every episode. This is how I animated the smoke in Blender. I had to look up a tutorial, but it looks like what I was trying to do in Flash, so it worked out perfectly. Wendy Burger and Stan Marshmallow. These are all These are all object show parodies. Have you seen Starter Squad? I've not seen Starter Squad. Probably one of the most underrated web series. I'll look into it. Whatever happened to Double Trouble Insanity, I'm definitely not doing it. But the concept for it, I will probably retain, or when I do another camp. Said concept is 2 competition groups meeting two elimination groups, meaning 2 people eliminated per episode. Kind of like a teapot. But again, don't expect that camp anytime soon. It is strictly a concept. And it will not be an Anime Insanity based anymore. It'll probably be an original concept camp. Make your own character. You might be wondering where the cake is. Well, cake is too girly, so today I have Russian explosions. This is a real piece of dialogue I made up on the spot. back in 2011. Classic. Give it a watch when you have the time. I will try to remember that. It's called Starter Squad. Peter Griffin. I am him. In my camp, I suddenly feel inspired to make a character similar to Shoop-da-Whoop. That guy was cool. Shoop-da-Whoop will also be in Results 30. He will be very interestingly portrayed. You wish you had Adobe, but you don't have a PC. If you ever do, some people have archived downloads of Flash 8, so you can just get it for free. You don't even have to get the latest version of Adobe Animate. At this point, Adobe Animate is so far removed from Macromedia Flash 8 that I can't even open the old BFDI files on Adobe Animate, and I was forced to get Macromedia Flash 8 to open them up. If you ever try opening up a BFDI file, this is probably true for everyone. If you have Adobe Animate, try opening up a BFDI file and it'll probably give you an error message. You won't be able to open it anymore. You'll have to get Macromedia Flash 8 in order to look at the old files. You do 3D animation too? Oh, I see that. You got a 3D object show coming out whenever it's done. This is so true. This is what we all should be saying. Our next episodes will be out when they're done. Let's see. Donald Truck's mugshot's being taken tomorrow, FYI. Not even a joke. Like, they took Rudy Giuliani's mugshot today. It's all over the internet. It's so funny. They don't even look like mugshots, though. They're just having their picture taken. And they're in their government suits as well. They're not in, like, a jumper or anything. But oh well. It's still a mugshot, I guess. Joe Bible? That's a great name. And Barack Obama. Stealing these OC ideas. Thou shalt not do the challenge. Thou shalt do the challenge in PM, not comments. A quote by Joe Bible. Smoke animation you did looks awesome. I wish there was a tutorial on how to make it. There is, actually. That's how I learned how to do this. Actually, I think I saved it in a playlist for future reference, in case you're interested. It's called How to Make Stylized Anime Smoke, Flame, and Explosion in Blender 2.9. Animatable in parentheses by Icebox Studio. Probably just look up Stylized Anime Smoke and look for the one by Icebox Studio that's about 9 minutes. That's the one I used to figure this out. You're able to open up the BFDI files? I can't. I'm gonna try opening one up right now. You have Adobe Animate 2022. Oh, I have Adobe Animate 2023. So that's probably why it's not working. I'll show you what happens. Let me find a file. I'm sure I have one in here. This is BFDI episode 19. Give that a second to open up. This is what happens. An error occurred opening file. So, yeah. Donald Trump's mugshot is going to get memed the hell out of. It sure is. I'm very excited. Seeing politicians getting mugshots taken is the funniest and most hypocritical thing ever. Yeah, there's been, like, there were several taken today. The concept for Double Trouble Insanity is similar to Teapot, predicted back in 2013. I mean, two people being up for elimination, or two groups being up for elimination, sure. The only difference is that Double Trouble Insanity was going to be more similar to Big Brother, that reality show. So each group would only have 2 people up per group for elimination. Meaning that if you were up for elimination, you had a 50-50 chance of being eliminated. Should you be Eric Cartman for Halloween? Sure. I guess I'm going to be Milhouse for Halloween, depending on... My friends are trying to organize a Simpsons party, because they've been watching through the series as a whole. Some people are planning on making shirts out of Trump's mugshot. Go for it. I mean, of course they are. Hopefully that's legal. I'm sure it is. We had someone from my friend group, not by choice, he kind of just forced himself into my friend group. But then he essayed to someone, and so I took his mugshot and I made a coffee mug out of it. Coffee mug mugshot. Should make coffee mug mugshots out of Trump's mugshot. If it says an error occurred, it means it's most likely corrupted. No, because when I got Macromedia Flash 8, they opened. What is basketball users up to these days? Yeah, Ian runs a podcast. He runs a podcast and a gaming channel called Below Average. He streams on Kick and Twitch. I'm sure in the future he'll pop up on this channel again. He doesn't like popping up on this channel often because he's definitely not into object shows at all anymore, so he has no interest in talking about them. But no matter how many times I request not talking about object shows whenever I do streams over there, or whenever I stream with them, people still bring it up. But we did a stream for the Nintendo Direct at the start of the year, and we did Mario Kart at the start of the year. Maybe we'll do more of that later on. Yeah. Somebody watching Zombie Simpsons? They're watching all of the Simpsons. Like, they're up to like season 13 right now, or season 14. I've watched it with them a couple times, but like, not that I don't like The Simpsons. I think that it's a very funny show, and it definitely had its period where it was very high quality, but we're definitely past that point, and I do not want to watch through bad Simpsons. You would buy that coffee mug? Yeah, definitely. When will BFSP R3 come out? I'm making Results 30 first, then Remake 3. No set release date, it'll be out when it's out. We love that. You've just been staring at the screen. You should listen to the audio as well. It might be more fun that way. All you can find for below average is piano covers of Japanese songs. Here, I'll link his channel. He actually likes it when I do this, so he wants views. Please give my brothers views. He would love that. Everyone go comment on Ian's latest videos. Go comment when's BFSP Results 30. Here, let me post this in chat. There you go. Actually, he has his podcast channel and then he has his gaming channel. Let me post the other channel. Have fun with that. Go comment something about Results 30 there. He'll love it. He probably won't, but if you watch his videos, then he'll probably put up with it. That's Basketball's user, by the way. My brother. Season 9 or 10? I like Season 9 of The Simpsons, actually. Season 10 was a little less. I think when Mike Scully took over is when the show really starts to get kind of poopy. And even the people who took over after Mike Scully, it's still not very good. They didn't slam as hard as Family Guy did. I'll be careful, that's my roommate's favorite show. So, I don't like Family Guy at all. She just seems to be a big fan of Fox animation. Vladimir Poutine? I've never had poutine, but I know that's a bigger thing in, like, Canada. Also in relevance with BFSPR, when are you going to hire other people to do work on the episodes? Stay tuned for a video about that next week. That'll be related to Results 30. And perhaps beyond, with the remake as well. Sam Thornberry Bush. Yeah, they should, they're trying to do away with the recommended characters on Teapot, right? That's what I've heard. I would love it if someone pays enough money on Patreon or whatever, if they're even taking recommended characters anymore. Someone should recommend Sam Thornberry Bush and pay enough that it's a spoken role. That'd be awesome. How many times did anime crash with a black screen and all? Pretty sure that happens every couple of hours. I have a custom-built PC that can handle the Adobe Suite pretty well. So it crashes every once in a while still, but not nearly as often as it did with like my previous laptops. It still doesn't run very well on my MacBook Pro, which is ridiculous. But After Effects runs perfectly, and it doesn't run very well on my custom-built PC, so who knows? When you talk about puppets for episode 5, are you talking about full-on BFGI 16 style? Yes. That is my intention. I'm not gonna half-ass it. I'm gonna do a full production. Pretty sure they stopped involving recommended characters because they didn't have enough to draw it. So they started doing sloppy characters. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense given... I can definitely see that, because I got like 200 to 300 characters to draw for Remake 3 because of the fact that nobody had to pay for them. So I could definitely see why they would, you know, paywall recommended characters. That being said, I'm not going to paywall characters for BFSP because y'all are like 10 or whatever. I'm not going to make 10-year-olds pay for recommended character drawings. But again, with hiring people or volunteering people work on BFSP, hopefully we can all pitch in that way. I might set up an email for people to draw their own characters and submit them for future episodes as well. And then I don't have to draw your character. You can just recommend and send me a drawing of the character, and I'll just put that in the show. It could be a vector from a flash file, or it can be a PNG with no background. That'll probably be smart, because I'm sure people would actually like that. Probably do that. Because again, like 200 to 300 characters I gotta draw for Remake 3. It's going to take a while. It took forever to just do those 60 initial characters. When are you going to involve other people? I already answered that. It's going to be... I'm going to properly announce that next month. Next week. Next month if it takes longer than a week, because there's only a week and a half left of August already. You probably didn't hear. It's all good. As you can see here, fun fact, I animated the scene mirrored, and then I realized that, so I had to fix it. And because it was mirrored, that means I had to also reverse audio for announcer, so I had to re-record that line for announcer. It'll probably be even longer than that. 300 recommended characters on my own. But it will be done. I assure you. Transformers, very cool. George Washing Machine, Abraham Sandwich Lincoln, I like that one. Kite D. Eisenhower, and Bill Clinton. I like Bill Clinton as well. That's awesome. I hope every one of you needs to write all of these down and recommend them next episode. Bill Clinton for president, please. And his wife, Hillary. Yeah, Donald Trump, Joe Bible, Barack Obama, George Washing Machine, Abraham Sandwich Lincoln, Kite D. Eisenhower, Bill Clinton. I wonder what George W. Bush would be. That one's so hard. Gee, I don't know. Perhaps we could make him a W. That was sarcasm, by the way. I know he would be a bush, just like Sam Thornberry, who would be a bush with thorns. Cupcake, commented by Cupcake. Very good. Oh no, the cupcake is getting glitched. Bing bong. This is so true. Please know this. George H.W. Bush can be a pile of homework. That one got me. That was actually really funny. Garlic butter Arthur? Garlic bread Arthur. The last bit of character animation was Saw and Barfbag's interaction. His name is James Garfield. James Garlic Bread. James Buchanan, more like James Buchanan? Oh, okay. Cupcake says this is nice. Thank you, Cupcake. Your compliment is appreciated. Teddy Bear Roosevelt and Frankenstein D. Roosevelt. These are both great. We did have 2 Roosevelt presidents. Enjoy these, we do. Frankenstein is indeed not an object. But he was reanimated. Is a dead body an inanimate object, I guess, is what we must decide upon. That might be too morbid a question to answer. A dead body! I guess, yeah. They reference dead bodies all the time on BFTI, as a matter of fact, if you refer to the contestants' dead bodies. The Goenki Canal is full of dead pencils and matches. And books also, I think? Groovy Cleveland. The groovy long legs from Pikmin 4. This lip sync was very difficult to do because I was mumbling. It was hard to hear. It was hard to hear what exactly I was saying. A dead body. Where'd you get the frame picker? Yeah, it's built into Adobe Animate. I think it's under the window option. If not, check Creative Cloud. You might have to just install it. I know Keyframe Caddy is still there. It's another one, it's basically the same thing, but yeah, Frame Picker I think it's just straight up built in. But yeah, I think it's under window. And if not, see if it should be. I can double check actually. You're going to bed? Well, have a good night, Rainbow Cube. is under window. You found it? Yeah. I was gonna say, keyframe caddy is what people used to use, but this is taking forever to load. You found it. Yeah, super useful, particularly for lip syncing. I'm probably gonna start doing full lip syncing with the next remake episode, and it'll really come in handy for that. I guess it could come in handy for eye animation as well, but I don't know. I'm too used to just swap symboling for that. I don't know. All this time you've been Googling Keyframe Caddy, like, anytime I remember about it. Yeah, Keyframe Caddy, you should be able to just go into the Creative Cloud application and look for it under extensions. I don't recall if it's paid or not. The Frame Picker's free, and it's built in. They only added it, like, a few years ago, though, so understandable if you didn't know about it. Ronald Rakan, Calvid Chulich, Thomas Chili Pepperson. I like these. Are you sure you want to take on lip syncing in the series? Why not? If I'm having people co-animate alongside me, then it won't take super long anyway. Hello, Sunset Plug. Welcome to the stream. Gilbert Potfried. That's awesome. Would you still prefer the animation be consistent between animators or have them branch off? Consistent. I think in lieu of having full animation, obviously the animated specials, quote unquote, had to be to something different, but for those it could be more like an animation collab where you can do your own style. Like a multi-animator project. Weird Al Plankovic. We like that one. Are you starting over when it comes to results 30, or are you continuing where it was worked off before? I was gonna save it for the update, but starting over. But with co-animators, it still shouldn't take a billion years. That's a nice spelling of cupcake. Good job. When you mean branch off, I mean post-split BFB, where it's blatantly obvious there was a different animator every 30 seconds. Yeah, of course I would want the style to be as consistent as possible. I think that would be a bit more difficult to do with the old assets, though. Yes, this was my last day of animating. I animated for like 6 hours straight, and then I left for a vacation. And I had not finished editing, so I moved everything, all the files, onto my MacBook, and I edited it in Arizona on my way to California for a vacation. That said teapot asses, if you consider the ET there to be a cursive S. Oops. I was honestly surprised you didn't premiere the episode. Thought about it, but I also thought about giving like a proper release date, be like, get ready for this episode, but then I was like, I just rendered it. It looks fine, I'm releasing it. Maybe I can premiere a future video? I don't know. Maybe we'll premiere Results 30. I've never really watched a YouTube premiere. I know there's that countdown thing. I guess as long as it's not embedded into the video afterwards, then we can do that. But I don't think that's the case. I think it goes away once it's properly published. It won't start with the Saw making brony references. The scene will be similar, but yeah, I'm removing the brony references. That's kind of... I think that's kind of cringe. If you premiere Results 30, literally everyone's going to be there. That might be a good one to premiere, but I don't know if I would do a premiere with every episode of the remake, though. Also, I'm surprised you knew what part of the time-lapse this was. Did you watch the whole thing? Did you win my free Taco Bell? Mussolini should be a moose? Well, a moose isn't an inanimate object. Maybe it could be like the moose head on like a plaque. Also, I know that's an onigiri, but they actually recommended a sushi and then described an onigiri. But it's been several years, so I said screw it, I'm just gonna actually make this a sushi. I've had it playing a few times in the background while I did my real job. I would have that playing, and I'd have Pikmin speedrun playing. That was my vibe for most of last week. Make a channel dedicated to art. Ah, you know what? I was gonna do fan art after this. I didn't prepare that. I guess starting next stream, we'll do fan art as well. I discovered there's a mentions tab in YouTube Studio, so I can see every mention of my username. So I found fan art that way. As a matter of fact, I think Geo the Fox was the one who did the fan art of Lake. Leak, not like. So that's why, sorry that it took me 4 months to see that, but that's because I didn't realize that there was a mentions tab before. But yeah, we can totally do a fan art section at the end of streams, or at the start of streams. I don't know if it'd be better to do it at the start or the end. Fishman's your new Jesus, even though you're atheist. This is exactly how I am. Welcome to the club. Me and my friends from that video still make Fishman jokes, like to this day. That's like our own personal, like, running gag. Or in-joke. Are you still gonna try to add in the joke about it being 10 years? Yes. That will literally be the opening to the episode, is the fact that it's been 10 years. Any plans for other voice actors for the remake? Possibly? I don't know yet. Guy Leak. Well, I guess that one does make sense now, does it? cat finally got up. I think she's hungry. She's going to eat. I know a snail is not an inanimate object, but I said screw it. I'll go ahead and do it anyway. You should schedule it for a specific time so that people know about it beforehand, and there'll probably be a good amount of people that tune in to watch it. Yeah, I'll probably do like a Saturday evening. Epileptic Eric and Erica are two twin characters you made. Do they have synchronized seizures? That's kind of dark. It's very edgy. This was the only person who gave me reference for their character for Remake 2. I've gotten like 10 so far. I'm not even done writing down all the characters for Remake 3. I've gotten like 10 references so far. All of them are low quality, so I can't even just like plop them into a flash file. I'm gonna have to remake them. They have epilepsy and do everything together. Very cool. This was a fun parody character, combining the robot and the evil together. Roboti is valid. God bless Roboti. That was the most lazily constructed evil face ever. I mean, what did you want me to do? It was at this point where I realized I'm gonna need a bigger platform. I got too many characters. I also realized that these bleachers were a little wonky looking. I tried to straighten it out before concluding that it was not worth my time. These were made by Retro. He actually, or they actually, I think they're they them. They actually made the initial results 30 flash file. Don't tell me you free transformed it. Listen, I'm a lazy man. I don't know what to tell you. My way, the highway. Should have made the bleachers in Blender and rotoscoped them. That might be a good idea. I'm thinking about doing something similar for Remake 3, except it's going to be giant circular bleachers because I got 300 recommended characters. It's gonna be so funny. Even if they don't fully fill up the bleachers, I'll just find a way to like loop the characters partway through in a way that people won't notice. Some sort of parallax looping. Add a junior. Squidward's finger. I didn't realize Squidward had fingers. Yourself? Add a junior version of myself? There's no one quite like the junior version of myself. He's a foot tall. Kinda reminds me of BFB 15, how they show the same recommended characters in the viewer's face every 2 minutes. I don't even recall. It's been a while since I've seen BFB 15. Oh, it's the lava episode. That one had some cool motion design. That was like the last good episode, and then they split the show. Haha. Did you ever find out the music of the outro of the original camp? Nope. To this day, I still don't know. Add a junior, please? I don't... This is a pre-recorded time-lapse. This is all done a while ago. This is not... I'm not animating live at lightning fast pace. For the Mario Brothers movie sequel, should it be titled The Super Mario Brothers Movie 2 or something else? Probably 2. Just like Super Mario Brothers 2. Game of the year. Then they should also retroactively change the name of all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies to Pirates of the Caribbean 2. My characters are religious, come from different countries, and are mostly objects. With some exceptions of personas, humans, and robots. Please know this. Please knows this is also a thing me and my friends say a lot. What do you think is the most overused object recommended character ever? Oh god, I don't know. The Davids, I guess? Be a junior. Add lava. And be a junior. If we're recommending characters where that period is long since ended, we're not recommending characters for the next episode anymore. And then he realized he needed more space. Like, yeah, even I made more space for the characters here, and yet it looks like metal kind of messed up, like the ribbon holding the metal up. It looks corrupted. I don't know what happened there. Oh well. The four-sided blocky in the thumbnail of the stream previous. Oh, balloony. I'm getting tired. I'm reading things incorrectly. Yeah, I think that person wanted 4 different balloonies. And I was like, oh, you only get 1 recommended character, so now they're all going on 1 balloony. I've had someone recommend multiple characters, and it's like, well, what if I just like combine them together? But I know people find fusion stuff disturbing, and I don't want to I don't want to disturb people, so I'll probably just go with the first recommended character. Probably mention I'm going on a week-long vacation next episode. On the next episode of Cheese Doodle Fans Epic Adventures, won't be here next stream. Well, I don't know if I'm doing a stream next week or not. It'll depend on how fast I get this updated scene 1 done. That'll probably be what we cover next stream, is the new scene 1 of Results 30. You have a theory about BFDI and II. Budget cuts gag began in BFDI episode 18, which is close to the time an anime Insanity started up. That is somewhat close, yeah. Because it started up with episode 16. That's how I discovered BFDI, because I was subscribed to Duncan Epic. Through his connection to Christian Potenza. Rest in peace to that guy, he died. Not actually, but he's a bad person. So just a 2-episode difference between then and the budget cuts. Probably mention. Oh, I already read that. Theories that much of the funding that was originally going to BFDI was going towards an anime insanity, leading to the budget cuts. That is quite the theory. I mean, they crossed over for the meetup animations, but none of that is canon. They should do a crossover season. They probably never will. No, Geo, he's going to steal your OCs. He's not going to necessarily make them. Since the last stream, the new TDI has come. It's come out in Italy, but it has not yet come out in America that I am aware of. But I have seen it. In fact, I have I have the full season on a terabyte hard drive. The only weird thing about it is because it came out in Italy first, all of the on-screen text is Italian. But it has the English dub on the Italian streaming service it premiered on, which is how we got it early in America, because people leaked it online, and yay. Almost every episode is good. Good, but not great, in my opinion. I think maybe on the same level as Revenge of the Island, but not as good as the first 3 seasons, but better than Pikachu Island and better than All Stars. And I don't have much of an opinion on the Redonkulous Race. I didn't finish that show. I stopped watching it when the Goths were eliminated because they were my favorite, and I didn't care enough to finish it. And I didn't finish it until last year when I watched it with my girlfriend at the time. Kind of a cop-out that Jeff won the Oculus race. That's kind of dumb. The version you have doesn't have subtitles, just the English dub. No subtitles, I mean, like, if there's a sign on screen, it's in Italian. Hello, latte. The cat is underneath my feet. You think the Redonkulous race is one of the best seasons? It's alright. It's... yeah. The only episode that I think is very much unwatchable from the new season is probably a universally agreed on thing also, is the farting episode. I still cannot believe they're doing stupid shit like that. I wish there was less toilet humor in Total Drama. I know that's a big part of Total Drama. But like, it's getting really old. I don't know. It's getting really gross, for that matter. What if Jack and Jellyfy made a BFDI short of the recommended characters reuniting with their recommenders? I don't know how possible that would be, but that would be kind of a maybe Bomby and Jay Silly Boy, but I don't know if you could do that with everyone. You definitely could not do that with David's recommender, because David's recommender is Sassy Pen. I guess it's kind of dumb that Jeff won at the same time most of the other characters were filler. And the highest he got for Redonkulous race was 6th. I guess so. But still, I guess the buddy cops are the alternate ending winners, so MacArthur and the other one, I forgot their names. So I guess I prefer that ending. You love foxes? You want to keep one as a pet? Me too. Wasn't gonna outright mention it, but yeah. I do not know who thought it was a good idea to include the fart episode, but it was rightly memed on by many people outside of the TDI community. Yeah, it's really gross. Also, I guess the next season uses the same cast, but it's not like they ordered 26 episodes, but they still split it into 13 episode seasons and are using the exact same cast for both seasons. Why not just do one longer season? Like, what are you idiots doing? I don't know. I didn't like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's so dumb. That'd be the catalyst of the announcer falling into a deep depression. Acting weird. What? It's conflicting. I think they should have added a few more characters and done a full 26 episode season. Like, I get like reward challenge episodes are very much skippable. Like, they should have just had, I don't know, either a shorter season for Total Drama Action and World Tour, or they should have found ways to justify non-elimination episodes that are better than, you know. I just think that longer seasons allow for more character development, and that's very much needed so that your characters don't feel so fillery. Cast of 16 and a 26 episode season would have a bit too much filler episodes. Yeah. I'm saying add a few more characters to better justify it. Doing two 13 episode seasons with the exact same cast back to back I think is very silly. Not sure how they'll do the second season because a lot of the character story arcs were started and finished in the first season. Yeah, that's the thing. And they were rushed. Ah! Again, this newest season wasn't bad. It's just that they've done better. Better than Heather pulling a random immunity card out of the basket. Yeah, that was very obvious plot armor. Heather was definitely written better in World Tour. You're going down to South Park and have yourself a time. I hope there are friendly faces everywhere and humble folks without hesitation. For certain. Ooh, I'm getting tired, but we're almost done. When you're going to the South Park, or I hope he does. He better leave his woes behind. And remember, there's ample parking day or night. Plenty of people shouting, "Howdy, neighbor." Personally, I'm heading down to South Park to see if I can't unwind. I was wondering, by the way, why we still hadn't gotten the Paramount specials this year, but then I remembered, oh yeah, South Park's probably affected by the writer's strike. Despite making an episode or making fun of the strikes 2008, they're probably actually being affected this time around. And yet they're somehow making a video game? I don't know. Make it make sense. I think Matt and Trey are still personally wanting to do South Park. Because they didn't seem to be big fans of the last strike. They didn't seem to care. Any muffled speech. It was very half-assed, I know. If Among Us was rated TV by 7, should it air on Cartoon Network? Yeah, sure. I don't know. What kind of question is that? What does that have to do with anything? It's fine. Ask away. Ask whatever questions you want, I'll answer them. The Writers Guild of America episode they made back was probably the weakest of the season. I didn't know that what that was at the time when I watched that. It was the Canada on Strike episode, yeah. I didn't have the context for that, but yeah, looking back on it, like, bad take. Honestly, that season as a whole is one of the weakest. Yeah. Something about, like, seasons, like, 10 through 13, that they feel a little different. The vibe feels a little different. Maybe it's, like, pushing more of an edge than they're used to. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Like, I rewatched them a couple years ago. I watched so much fucking South Park at my final semester of college, because I just had nothing to do. Like, I had homework and I was doing it, but, like, I was also spending entire days watching South Park. I did like the episode where Cartman gave Kyle AIDS. That was a funny episode. The Curse of Chef, I didn't like that one. I didn't like that they killed off Chef, although it had to be done ultimately, because ultimately his voice actor did pass away. But the way they handled his departure is maybe a little too mean-spirited in my opinion. That's Mr. Mackey, not Mr. Garrison has a voice that kind of sounds like this, and he has a nice character named Mr. Hat. Everything out of Mr. Mackey. He's the one that says okay. I'm too tired to do good voices, I'm sorry. You're not dumb. I'm just making a goof. Latte, no. No. Latte, no. Ah. The thing about Chef's voice actor is that he was part of the Scientology. I'm aware. He had a stroke, so Scientology took advantage and quit while he wasn't in the correct thinking state. Supposedly, the letter that he wrote departing from the show was not even written by him, is what I've heard. I think his son said that. It was a very sad state of affairs, ultimately, yeah, I agree. It's interesting how BFDI was in large inspired by Total Drama Island, where romance is one of the biggest selling points, but there's absolutely no romance in BFDI. I am perfectly fine with that, because I don't like the romance in Total Drama. I don't really like romance in cartoons. I don't know. I'm not exactly aromantic. It's just that, you know, there's a time and a place, and some people do it better than others, and it's usually done poorly in cartoons, in my opinion. Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks is gonna be like Chef when he grows up, 100%. What does that even mean? That's a great comment, but I just don't understand. Do they get an age rating for television shows based on video games depending on the ESRB age ratings? Sure. I don't know, man. I haven't slept in 2 days. This is great. You should also probably get some rest. you can stick through the stream if you want. There's not a whole lot of time lapse left, so we're gonna be wrapping up here in about 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, you should definitely get some sleep after this. The fact that you're confused at TV ratings questions is honestly really funny. Unfuckle my nuzzles. Do you still hate Fiery? He is not my favorite, but, like, I don't hate him. I definitely did not want him to win Season 1. Honestly, I don't really like the final 3 at all for Season 1. They're all very boring, basic characters. I guess the most interesting one at that point was Leafy. I think the fact that they gave Fiery a sign that said "Vote me off" was a very subtle nod that even they didn't want him to make the finale. But, I mean, like, I think they had a plot in mind involving Leafy, Bubble, and Flower, but that didn't pan out because Flower got eliminated. You got a random motivation, you're ahead at 3 AM, it's 6:30 right now. Oh, it's 6:30 where you're at? Oh, you got school, little boy. Good luck, dude. Did y'all know Teardrop is the least to say something racist because he can't talk? This is actually an accurate statement. But also, I don't think any character has said anything racist aside from Yellowface, right? I could be wrong. Latte, put your claws away. Owie. Love it. I think my cat's getting antsy. She wants to leave the room. But we're almost done. Just a little longer, little girl. Colorado's capital is Denver. Please know this. BFTI as a whole is decent writing, but the writing for the final episode is awful. I don't think the writing, I don't think that was what they originally had in mind, and I think that's probably why it's kind of a meh ending. I think they wanted Leafy to win, and when she didn't, they kind of just got mad and made some episode. I don't know about that, but I don't think the finale was what they had in mind originally. I think they had something else in mind and couldn't pan out. It'd be interesting to get their input on that. If Metal Gear gets a TV show, it should be TVMA since the game is inverted. Yeah, sure. Eat a snake. What is your opinion on ultimate objects? Adam liked it. Adam gave me the II assets before anyone else for episode 2, and then I got grounded because it was taking over my homework time, so that's why I canceled it. Writing was alright. Matter Vincent, aka Pies user, from like Challenge 15 onwards, did the writing, and it probably would have been good had we continued it. But it's probably a lost cause. I would definitely not bring it back today. We need a vlog of Latte. Maybe I can put something together for a future stream. It's like, I take countless videos and pictures of her for social media. My private social medias. Lightning's one of the least to do stand-up comedy. Shouldn't have legs. This is so true. Who would win in a fight? Airy from 1 or non-existent from BFDIA. Well, I've never seen one, so I have no idea. That's the time lapse, so we're gonna wrap up. Only read the rest of these chat messages. Eraser should have won? That would have been funny, actually. Who was supposed to win Ultimate Objects? No idea. He only wrote up to partway through episode 3. And he probably didn't continue it because I stopped animating it. Well that, and I think someone started messing with the page and started turning it into just a recreation of the BFDI series. Like, they hacked into the page and started making it, instead of an Amazing Race parody, it became the Balance Board Challenge from BFDI 1. I don't think he ever gave the assets to anyone else other than you. He eventually released something, I remember at one point, but he has not released the most current assets to anyone, to the public. Sam was supposed to win? That's right. That's Sam Thornberry Bush. He's always getting the most of us. Whoever Sam is. Real. Sam is real. Sam is out there. Sam is a voice actor on BFB and Teapot. He voices Lollipop. And one other character, I think. I don't remember. Stapy, maybe? Oh, I forgot. Okay. We got through that time lapse. And so, we will be ending the stream. I'm working on animation for Results 30, so next stream, which might be next week, might be the week after, depends on when I get enough stuff animated to justify doing another stream. The next stream will be Results 30 animation, so if you don't want to be spoiled on that, don't watch it, but this first stream should be relatively spoiler-free anyway, because it's just the first scene with the updated script. But yeah. If you're not here next week, it's because of vacation. Well, enjoy your vacation. I just went on a vacation a couple weeks ago. Went to Arizona and California. Went to Hollywood. It's really gross. The Strikers were awesome, though. They encouraged horn honking. I honked my horn in my car by the Netflix building. It was great. Anyway, you saw the DeviantArt a few years ago. Oh, that's right, I was uploading scenes there. But yeah, thank you all for watching. It's been fun. It's fun to stream. We'll do another stream in a couple weeks. Again, it'll be Results 30 related, so bear that in mind if you don't want to be spoiled. Anyway. It doesn't work anymore? Well, it's because Flashfire doesn't work anymore. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.